at whipcityfiber.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Wednesday mornings start off right from 6 to 8 a.m. with Tina Gorman and Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
I still have a little bit of music in there. Yeah, I can still hear it. Good. 8:10 and a half.
Oh, good Lord.
Here on this 26th day of June in the year 2018. Anno Domini, this is the Den. Ken's done.
The views expressed by the host during his monologue are those solely of his own, not those of Westfield State University, the radio club, our underwriters, or, you know, all you sane people out there. And now...
Uh-oh. I don't even have an inkling today. Uh-oh.
Well, you know, I've written so many of these, I'm running out of material.
Oh, that'll never happen
Never
with
happen,
you.
I know.
No.
You know what, Pete?
What's going on, Kenneth?
I was out in the eastern part of the state last week.
Yes.
I had an open house at a distributor that I needed to go to. Mm-hmm. And because I was over 100 miles away, they put me up in a motel the night before.
Ah.
Nice.
They did this so I didn't have to deal with the Route 128 traffic early in the morning.
Smart move.
Yeah, it's a killer.
I still hit it Tuesday night. It took an hour to go from Burlington to Woburn. That's 4.5 miles.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
That's why I started laughing.
I start this monologue off with this information because I think Route 128 may be the root cause of something out there,
Did you hear that? Route and route.
Yes, I got it.
which I will get to in a while. And you saw what I did there, right?
Yes, we saw it.
I had some extra time, so I decided to check the area out once I checked into the Red Roof Inn Plus.
They put you in a plus?
They put me in a plus, $140 a night.
Cha-ching.
Whoa. One thing I love to do when I'm in a different area is to check out their grocery stores. Yeah, I know, I'm weird. I like to look for products we don't have in our own area. And I like to compare prices to see how badly we're getting screwed in Western Mass or how badly they're getting screwed out by Boston.
Usually the latter.
I've never been in a market basket.
Ah, it's big out there.
I've always wanted to check one out. And there was one a minute away from my hotel.
Scoreboard.
The Red Roof Inn Plus.
Plus.
I loved it.
Did you really?
Well, I love the selection and the prices.
God, the things that make you happy.
Friendly's ice cream under $3 and not on sale.
Wow.
Ham at the deli, $3.50. The place was not fancy like what we have here in town. It was kind of dated, but had everything you would look for. Mm-hmm. They had ready-to-go prepared foods. Heat and eat type stuff.
Perfect for your hotel room.
And things like macaroni salad and pre-made sandwiches. The roll-up type sandwiches, they were super stuffed and only $3. The 12-inch grinder type sandwiches were only $4.
Oh, good price.
This is not far out of Boston. Rents are double, if not triple, compared to us. And don't tell me it's about the quality, okay? It's not about quality at all. It's not about quantity. Because they had quantity and quality at the same time.
Ooh.
This food was good. For dinner, I had an Italian roll-up and a small container of tortellini salad. $5.
That's a good price, actually.
And I was stuffed.
Okay.
And you folks know how I can down some grimace proportions.
Pack some away as they were.
I thought I had, and I had a cooler in my car.
All right.
And good thing I did. The deli area had a ton of deli ends packaged up. Ham, beef, turkey, everything. For $2 a pound.
Wow.
I made a snack out of maybe a quarter pound of ends that night. The rest made a few damn tasty salads for sandwiches once I got home. I love my Cuisinart. I wish the markets around here would package their deli ends.
Yeah.
20 years ago they used to, but I think they stopped because they were worried people were feeding them to their dogs and making them fat.
Oh, jeez.
I'd be more than happy to purchase them for a few bucks a pound to make myself fat. I walked down the junk food aisle, and there it was.
Uh-oh.
Utz crab chips.
Oh, you found them, huh? You can only get those in Pennsylvania.
I've been looking for several months for these to pop back up around here. A bag is sitting up at my office right now.
Crab chips.
You couldn't... You just imagine walking down the aisle, looking up, and... Utz crab chips. And then it was time to get rung up. Let me stop right here. and say I think it should be a requirement to speak and understand as well as comprehend English if you're out and trying to function in society in America.
Uh-oh.
Oops. Lines were all backed up about 4 people thick. Another register opened up, the light went on, and the cashier pointed to the next person in line and said, "The next person waiting in line, please." So the person who just walked right up to the end of the line went right over. I observed everything. This person did not speak English. You know, if I did that in a foreign country, I would have had my can handed to me.
Probably true.
So I noticed no smiles, no pleasantries during the checkout process.
Oops.
People were getting rung up and talking on their phones in languages I could not recognize. When the totals were announced, the folks with cell phones glued to their heads actually threw their money down on the counter.
That's kind of rude.
This is where I come back to Route 128.
Okay.
I think the nonstop on that congestion on that highway has turned everyone out there into buttholes.
Grumpy grusses?
Just like how I believe the heat in the desert makes all those ISIS people go nuts, 128 has turned part of humankind into Neanderthals.
Maybe.
It made my brain hurt.
Ouch.
You know, I tried to get some sleep at the hotel, but there were 3 busloads of kids from Buffalo on a field trip staying there.
Whoops.
The chaperones did not do a good job. In the morning, I went where I needed to go, and 3 hours later, I found my way back to my home 20. But not without stopping at H-Mart. But that is a story for another time. Let's pay our bills. We'll be back right after this. So the person who just walked right up to the end of the line went right over. I observed everything. This person did not speak English. You know, if I did that in a foreign country, I would have had my can handed to me.
Probably true.
So I noticed no smiles, no pleasantries during the checkout process.
Oops.
People were getting rung up and talking on their phones in languages I could not recognize. When the totals were announced, the folks with cell phones glued to their heads actually threw their money down on the counter.
That's kind of rude.
This is where I come back to Route 128.
Okay.
I think the nonstop on that congestion on that highway has turned everyone out there into buttholes.
Grumpy grusses?
Just like how I believe the heat in the desert makes all those ISIS people go nuts, 128 has turned part. So the person who just walked right up to the end of the line went right over. I observed everything. This person did not speak English. You know, if I did that in a foreign country, I would have had my can handed to me.
Probably true.
So I noticed no smiles, no pleasantries during the checkout process.
Oops.
People were getting rung up and talking on their phones in languages I could not recognize. When the totals were announced, the folks with cell phones glued to their heads actually threw their money down on the counter.
That's kind of rude.
This is where I come back to Route 128.
Okay.
I think the nonstop on that congestion on that highway has turned everyone out there into buttholes.
Grumpy grusses?
Just like how I believe the heat in the desert makes all those ISIS people go nuts, 128 has turned part of humankind into Neanderthals.
Maybe.
It made my brain hurt.
Ouch.
I tried to get some sleep at the hotel, but there were 3 busloads of kids from Buffalo on a field trip staying there.
Oops.
The chaperones did not do a good job. In the morning, I went where I needed to go, and 3 hours later, I found my way back to my home 20. But not without stopping at H-Mart. But that is a story for another time. Let's pay our bills. We'll be back right after this.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its 3rd generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasek family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly.
Underwriting for WSKB's community radio programming is brought to you in part by CrossFit Swarm, offering CrossFit, Beck's Body Express boot camp style classes, as well as SwarmFit cardio fitness classes, incorporating fitness moves and choreographed to fun, upbeat music. CrossFit Swarm's coaches provide the most current, highest quality training, nutrition, and fitness programs. On the web at CrossFitSwarm.com or at 4 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
8:24 here on the 26th day of June in the year 2018. Anno Domini. This is the Den, Ken's Den. Ken Stomski behind the microphone this morning.
Peter, we're in for it.
In front of the console.
Radio Millennium.
The Radio Millennium board.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Cole, I'll turn that down a tad. Peter Cole's Kitten of the Keys, Chairman Meow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What are you for? Well, actually, it doesn't matter. We're going into July pretty soon.
I'm the jocular jock of June.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, something like that. I had myself a name and I forgot what I said.
Well, Bob wasn't around for most of June anyway, so we never really.
And then July,
developed a good one.
I'm only here for a week or two, so yeah.
And in July, Kathy's gone. Speaking of Kathy, my side chick, Kathi Palmer.
I'd be here, and then I need to work for a living through the month of July. Great fun, folks. Great fun.
You're going to be gone for the entire month of July.
Yeah.
Pete's going to be gone for half of July.
Wow.
Half August.
And half of August.
Holy smokes.
That's going to cause me some issues.
And now it's time for therapy with Bob Plass.
And because Bob Plass
Even Bob ditched you today.
ditched me, I found out he wasn't going to be here whilst I was driving up Western Avenue.
I did hear it on the show and wondered if you knew.
So we only have 4 people for making the list. I could have brought somebody else in if
Had you known, yeah.
if Bobby had let me know.
Give you prior notice.
Yeah.
Even 24 hours.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I could have found somebody last night.
Yep.
But no, we only have 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
And because we only have 4 people, I'm sitting here talking about that instead of something else. And it's all because of Bob Plass.
I know, and he's out enjoying breakfast. He could have stayed for 10 minutes to at least do Big Brother with you.
I know.
At least.
Because Peter and I are just so well-versed in Big Brother.
Oh, you're well-versed in Big Brother? Is that what you said? All right, good.
No, I saw what you did there.
You opened the door on that one.
Oh, man.
I still think there's a okay, I'll let the music finish.
WSKB.
So, Kathy, Big Brother 20.
Yes, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
It starts tomorrow.
Oh, it's on my calendar.
You know what? I did a little research while you were doing the cast, and there's a whole bunch of publicity whores in that group. I'm telling you, they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram people and people who have, activists and things like that. And really?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be about regular people getting together, not people who are trying to make themselves a career in media.
Oh, no, I think you're wrong. It's absolutely about that. Absolutely.
There has to
The
be...
whole premise was of regular people.
The regular people are not comfortable in front of a camera 24/7.
Exactly. Regular, everyday people like you and me. Oh, never mind, because I was regular. Never mind. But they would not do that. If you were a regular person, I don't think you would subject yourself to this. You have to have a little bit of the performer, the narcissism. It's got to be there.
Ego the size of Texas.
I would do it.
I bet you would. And you know what? You would be awesome at it because you know all the ins and outs of
You'd be in the
Big Brother.
super fan edition.
You'd be fabulous at it. You really would.
I would, but the thing is, I'm older than the average older person that goes on that show.
Yeah, but you could be part of a super fan edition.
Yeah,
I saw that with Guys Grocery Games. They had a super fan edition.
Geez, I don't know if I'd survive with some of the big super fans out there.
Really? Why?
Because
They'd eat Kenny for breakfast.
I can only go back to season 7
Okay.
with my memory. That's when I started. I started watching it during the first All-Star episode, which was season 7. That's where they had Mike Boogie and Dr. Kirby.
Oh right, of course.
And they developed the Chilltown bromance.
Now, what season is this now?
This is season 20.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
This is season. Please make it stop.
So the show must be good. They must have people watching it if it's at season 20 already.
I'm sure they do.
So now
It's probably a lot cheaper to make than a sitcom.
I was going to say
Right,
it's probably a matter of
You don't
money,
need
too.
writers. You don't need.
Oh, they have
pay
writers.
talent.
Writers.
Oh, I mean, I know they have writers,
They have
but you don't
writers.
need like
Talented writers.
the same writers that you need for a sitcom or like a serious drama where you're having fact checkers or anything like that. Continuity over long periods of time.
And now it's time for therapy.
I didn't mean to do that.
The library director. I'm ready. Drop it.
I went looking for. I went looking for something else.
I read a medical book once.
You watched a show on TV.
Yes, exactly.
On Big Brother when they were talking about counseling.
So I've got 13 seasons in, and I can recall the play from every season, and I would do pretty good because I know the dynamics of the show. But there's people who probably binge watched the first 6, and I haven't bothered doing that.
If you are on Superfan Edition, you could go binge watch them and be prepared.
You know I would.
Yeah,
I'd probably binge
do your
watch
research,
all of them.
Dan-
You have your notebooks out, and
Dan, we don't encourage this.
I encourage everything. I'm a pusher.
But do you have a favorite season? Was there one that stuck out more than the others that you liked better?
The last one.
Absolutely. I believe it was season... It was 11, I think 11 or 12, where Evil Dick won. Ultimately, it was him versus his daughter at the end of the show.
Talk about needing counseling.
So yeah, it was family members
Really?
playing, and they were either teamed up or against. And in the end, it was him and his daughter.
How old was
playing.
the daughter?
Early 20s.
So he would be.
He was
40s?
mid-40s.
Mid-40s.
50.
Yeah.
So see,
And he's actually a commentator on the show right now.
Really?
So he's stuck around. He was actually, and they call him Evil Dick because he didn't play cleanly a lot, but he played very well. He was one of the better players that the
It
series
can't be
ever
nice
had.
if you want to win a game.
Yeah, I would love to know, like, for his daughter, like that. Now she had to go to therapy, and the first time she's there, she's like, "My dad beat me."
Matter of fact,
on reality television.
Matter of fact, you should jump on the Apple here and Google Evil Dick Big Brother, and
Make sure you add the Big Brother part.
No.
And when you actually see him, he looks like a troublemaker.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like an old rock and roll person. You can tell he's a little shifty right at the beginning, but he got people to trust him, and he ended up winning that season of Big Brother.
Got to play it right?
what happens after they win? Do any of them go on to barter this into another?
A lot of them have gone on to the Amazing Race.
Really?
Yeah, there was a couple that was affectionately called Brachel, which was Brandon and Rachel. Rachel Riley. She was on. She came back 3 times, and she would always cry when she didn't get her way. So she played the
That's how I do
the
it.
hoo-hoo card, and she used that to get far in the series. But they ended up going on to the Amazing Race.
Oh, interesting.
I think several times they ended up, and there. I think maybe Jeff and Jordan, who was another power couple, I think they might have gone on to Amazing Race as well.
I feel like that's what happened. A lot of these reality stars, we'll call them, end up just cycling through other
they do the
reality
car
shows.
wash.
Reality
Yeah.
shows. Yeah, interesting. And I'll bet they have a following because they do that, because you know who they are from other shows. You would watch that. It
Well,
makes sense to me.
One of the first Real World cast members parlayed that fame to getting a tryout with the WWE, and he's still with them.
Yeah.
Mike the Miz Mizandon. And now he's got a reality show that he spun off from that on USA called Ms. and Mrs.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know about that part.
About
of it,
their
but
first, it's documenting her being pregnant and their first kid.
Yeah.
Which is a great premise for a reality show, but he's partaken a little housemate role in the first Real World cast. And made a very successful career off. He's done movies and everything else. So, I mean, you know,
some
people know how to play the game. He didn't stay in the reality world.
No, but like you said, parlayed it into something
Correct.
else. And
Yep.
The WWE's sort of reality world.
Yeah, I was going to
It's like-
say.
No, that's very
far.
That's very scripted.
That's very scripted, right? But that's
But
still drama.
But still, he makes good money. He makes a good living, and he's doing it. Some of these people just do their 2 or 3 reality shows and they're out.
Yeah.
And they're out and go on. Do you have any predictions for this year?
I'll know once I see the very first episode, which is tomorrow night on CBS.
We got.
I'm
What
so
time?
ready.
What time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. We got that. So I
I
won't.
may actually have to watch the first one just to laugh for a while.
I won't be texting you tomorrow
Stab
at 8
myself
o'clock.
in the
You
eye.
will be busy.
Well, texting will work because
Maybe
I'll
I'll
have my
DVR
phone
and
next
then
to
watch
me.
it in doses.
Right. Right after you take the medicine to help you get through it.
It's 8:35. Do I owe you a half after?
Yeah.
Let's do a quick break. I want to get right back to this. We'll be back right after this.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. Ken's Den, Tuesday, 8 to 10. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
8:36 in the morning. It is the 26th day of June, and it's still the year 2018.
Still.
And now it's 8:36 and a
Halfway.
half.
We're halfway through.
And a half. And we're looking forward to Big Brother, breathlessly, speechlessly.
I am.
Note the
actually.
sarcasm.
Well, hopefully not speechlessly. This is radio. It's kind of important.
It's going.
A moment of silence.
It's going to make Kenny feel a little better because he's been a little depressed lately and just down and no energy. And I think this will turn me back around. I think maybe it was the cold, crappy weekend.
I think that's their slogan this year. Buck up with Big Brother.
This weekend was horrible.
Yeah.
I was at a graduation
was
party outside, and it was free, and I had a sweater. I dressed for it. Freezing. Oh, well, it's going to be hot this
Hotter even.
weekend.
Yep. Crazy hot.
Crazy.
by this
I felt
weekend.
like 96 or something like
Yeah.
that.
Heat
yeah.
wave.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 days of over 90.
I'm going to have to find some of those shorts that are wide in the leg to stay ventilated this coming weekend.
Did we really need to know that?
Wide leg
Did we?
speedos? I didn't know there's wide leg speedos.
But you know what? That's
See what happens? See what happens when
what you're learning here, Dan.
Do you see what happens when
Yeah, but-
Bob Plass doesn't tell me he's going to be around? I have to kill time on the radio when we're supposed to play Making the List.
But I will tell you something when you talk about the hot weather and we think about the ladies that were wearing the long skirts back in colonial days.
Yeah, it just wasn't a skirt.
Think about it though, because the skirts were large, there was a lot of room, and here's the truth: they didn't always wear something underneath.
Oh.
So
See, I thought there were like 8 layers under that.
well, they did,
No.
but not always. In the South, where it was very hot, and they had the hoop skirts. No. So you'd get a lot of air circulating. It wasn't as hot as we thought it was.
you know,
The
isn't that supposed to be
did.
healthy?
The Puritans did. The Puritans wore layer after layer, and they thought that if you exposed your skin to the air, you would get very ill.
Mm-hmm.
So they were the ones they would.
How many
wear.
of them died of heat exposure?
Yeah, probably. Isn't that true? I mean, they had
or
little
mold or
stockings and-
scabies or something just because your skin's not.
yeah.
Yeah, getting rid of that sweat. Though they wore probably.
So
a
I
lot
hope
more
many of our
wool.
listeners are enjoying their breakfast
they
out there
wore
this morning.
wools.
Yeah.
They wore wools and linen. They didn't wear cotton until the 1700s because we didn't have cotton fibers yet.
Right. At least wool and linen breathe better.
They wick it.
They wick
the-
that sweat away.
Wick that water.
Wick it
Wick
good.
that smelly sweat. Wick.
Kathi Palmer being our historian today.
That was it.
Class is in session. It's Westfield historian extraordinaire, Kathi Palmer.
That was it.
89.5 WSKB.
That's the last time you're going to hear that for about a month.
I know.
Unless I play it again today.
Well, you could if you wanted to, but you know, I've been doing a lot of research for the play, for the 350, and it's just really interesting because, believe it or not, the same issues pop up again and again and again.
Pop
The
off.
bridge. We need a new bridge. We need a new bridge. We don't want a new bridge. We need a new bridge. We're going to move the bridge. We don't want to move the bridge. We like the bridge where it was. We need to fix the square. We don't want to fix the square. We like it the way it is. No, it needs to be fixed. We need a fence. We don't want a fence. You can't take our fence away. We need the fence. We want the fence. It's hilarious. And that's
We
in
need
the-
a wall.
That's in the 1800s.
When is Whip City Fiber getting to my neighborhood?
You know
Same
what?
issues.
That was an issue in colonial days.
Yeah.
Does anybody know when the fireworks are this year?
Oh, God, yes. We the fireworks. How many times?
Where's the best place you can get Chinese food in Westfield?
right.
How many pizza places are there? Yeah, but it's
Some things
fun.
never change.
By the way, the fireworks are this Saturday.
That's right. At
Yes,
what
they are.
time?
South Middle.
I believe the doors open at 6.
Yeah, we're going to have
Doors?
some musical
You
entertainment.
know what I mean.
There's not even a gate we can
I
open
know.
down there.
He's gonna bring his own door just to open it. And, hey everybody, come on through my door in the middle of a field.
So because I'm killing time until I get up to the quarter of
Okay.
time mark on the show.
Okay.
I've already introduced Kathi. I've introduced her twice. I introduced Kitten of the Keys, and you know, by now everyone recognizes his voice.
Book 'em, Dano.
here's Dan Paquette, Westfield Athenaeum's Executive Director. Book 'em, Dano.
89.5 WSKB.
And he waited this time.
Thank you. Didn't talk over it.
Yeah, because you heard Kathy with the tag.
Right.
Kathy's bump had the tag at the end, and that reminded you.
Yeah. Sorry I was running a little late. I was staying at a Red Roof Inn, and I couldn't get out of bed, mainly because I was stuck to the bed. But,
Oh, okay.
yeah, there you go.
You know, if you're going to go into, some
Joke
type
Central.
of jokes, make sure at least I'm on the right screen so I can do that.
You gotta have the groans ready.
Oh, wait, that was a joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yay. Wait.
You told me to save it for the radio, so I did.
Yeah. So Kathy is gone the entire month of July. I have co-hosts coming in during the month of July, and I actually see Dan coming in twice. Actually, one, two. Twice next month.
Yeah.
You're going to be here on your normal second Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry Rock is going to be co-hosting that day.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
So we won't have to worry about any dead air.
He's one.
Because,
No.
Yeah, I can just open his microphone up and I can probably take a nap over in the corner because Pete will be gone and I'll be. I don't know. Is Pete
Rocking
gone
the
by
boards.
then? The second week? No. Pete will still be here.
Yes.
He'll still be here. And then.
And I'll say Harry is one of our board members at the Athenaeum, so
Yeah.
he should know a lot about the Athenaeum.
Yeah,
as well.
the fifth, was it the fifth week? No, the fourth week of July, which is 5 weeks from now.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming in to co-host.
People will be sick and tired of me by the end.
Yeah, and you're actually co-hosting a band that we're going to have performing here in the
Which I'm
studio.
excited. That should be awesome. I think.
Yeah,
It'll be a neat change of pace for me.
yeah, we've had them in here before. We know how they work on the radio. They bring in a guitar or two, and
Yeah.
we got a vocalist going. I think you're going to enjoy that one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The week before that, it's the first time I'm announcing it. Billy Bellina from Breakfast with BB on Saturday mornings will be in the studio.
Nice.
Live.
Okay.
Get ready for some polka.
We're going to be playing polka that morning.
Okay.
Got my accordion ready,
Yeah.
so I can play along at home.
You know what? Speaking of playing along, I want to start. I want to get one song in this hour. Then I'll do my normal top of the hour song, and then we'll do the other 3 songs for Making the List. Now, the last time we played Making the List, Kathi Palmer won.
Yes.
She was able, which means that she got to pick the topic.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
And that topic is...
Duets.
Okay.
Duet.
Now, I'd be remiss to mention that...
I had a dilemma on this one.
Several years ago, when we were doing this
First
down the
starting
press
it.
room, we did a duets one
Yeah, Jim Keedy.
that I sat in on.
Yep.
With Bob Plass. And earlier on this morning, before I came on air, Bob Plass was talking about making the list. And he said, oh yeah, probably one of the songs that I would pick would be Lady Gaga and
Dean Martin.
Tony
Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett,
Yeah,
all right?
that's true.
And he did not pick Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett back when we did duets several years ago. I did.
Yes, you did.
So apparently he thought it was that good, and he figured he'd use it for his own, and I ended up getting second place with that one.
Aha.
So I warned Kathy last week when she picked duets that we've already done it, and I came in second. So
First loser.
first, oh, thank you, Dan. All right. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to do commercial then song, or song then commercial, Pete? I shouldn't say commercial. Underwriter or song?
Underwriter then song.
All right, and this will be our first song, right?
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. That's what you'll find on Ken's Den, Tuesdays from 8 till 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield. That was Easy Lover, Phil Collins, Phil Bailey. The two superstars of the time getting together to do a fun video.
Or Phil Collins becoming a superstar.
Yeah, that's when he kind of broke away from Genesis, doing his own thing, and then he went back to be the frontman of Genesis.
Yeah.
Well,
that's my pick.
That was your song. Okay, so
that actually became one of Phil Bailey's huge solo hits after Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Although it wasn't a solo, it was a duet.
But it appeared on both of their albums.
Yes, it did. Yeah, I remember that.
It appeared as a track on both of their albums.
Which was rare.
Right. It was either one or the other, but they both released it on their album.
Yeah.
It was that good.
It was that good. It was huge. I remember that video. The video stuck out of my mind because it was the first video that kind of lampooned videos and was behind the scenes of a video.
Yeah, and Phil Collins actually at the beginning of that video says it's a video about making a video.
Right, exactly. And they do the performance part very simply, just on a TV studio.
Yeah.
And the whole part is them trying to learn the dance steps of the video and trying to put it all together, which I thought was very funny. And it kind of being a TV guy was like, oh, I was doing behind the scenes of a video.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Are you giving yourself a 10? I should say for
of course
officially
that song, and my toss-up was Say. That was a great song too. I was gonna let you guys pick, but usually when you do that you tank me, so I picked it on my own.
If you had picked Say, I would have tanked you.
Yeah.
When I was researching this, I looked up famous duets and lists of people who think whatever the best duets out there, and Phil Collins made I think 3 appearances on a bunch of lists.
Yeah, he's done a couple of great duets,
well-known duets.
He charted that year with another duet,
and I think he gets a bad rap. I think a lot of people down Phil Collins, which I don't think is fair. I think he's a better musician and artist than he gets credit for a lot of times.
His issue was his exposure came all at once, and then he didn't fade away. He faded off the pop charts, but became a huge movie scorer. So he wrote a lot of soundtracks,
right?
And that's where his career went after that. But he was there. He's one of the icons of the 80s, and then he kind of faded away into movies doing the background stuff. But he's still a very talented. I don't think he does much anymore.
Yeah,
I think he had a problem with his hearing.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah.
I can't say I followed his career lately.
You didn't say what?
Yeah.
Well, I know I saw something about it. So I remember seeing something about it that he hasn't done a lot lately. But I mean, he really doesn't need to.
No,
his body of work stands on its own.
Yeah. So I like that one. I'm an easy lover of that Easy Lover song.
It's a great tune.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Thank you.
I don't think it's the best out there, but I like it a lot.
Great tune.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I like the beat. I like the song. The video is fun to watch. I agree with you. I'll go with an 8. It's a good song. Good choice.
That's all we get out of Kathy.
Well, there's not much I can say that Dan didn't already say.
So eloquent.
I'm following. Yes, I was impressed with your eloquence.
Oh, okay.
At least I didn't say 8 what he said.
Okay. All right. And I
Ditto.
With your finger in your nose, like what he said.
Ditto.
Doing the old switcheroo, right? I see you're not hiding behind the turret, so you can actually see the clock on the wall, right?
I can.
And you know that. We're just regarding this song.
So you want me to talk more on this song for longer periods of time?
By now, you should be looking at that clock on the wall and know where you are.
I know where I am.
Because you already knew.
Believe me, I know where I am.
You already knew that we were going to cover only one song.
No.
Per segment.
I know where I am. I'm 181 days from Christmas. That's where I am right now.
Wait. And
we're over the halfway point.
And 30 seconds.
So I'm usually pretty good at finding songs because I used to do mobile DJ work and I've been involved with collecting music and following music much like Pete. Yep. And I've been doing this since the 80s, and I was torn between 3 songs for
good for you
duets. I ultimately went with. Well, obviously, my pick, which you're going to hear at some point in the morning.
Yes.
But of the 2 that I didn't pick, Easy Lover with Philip Bailey and Phil Collins was one of my choices.
Oh, wow.
What was the other one?
Pete, if I came out with that one before you, I guess you would have done Say.
Yeah.
That would have been your fallback? All right, so you...
I had a couple of them. I had like Islands in the Stream was a great duet. There's a great Paula Abdul duet that I liked. Oh, there's a ton of
with
good
MC
stuff.
Scat Cat? Because anytime you're doing a duet with an animated cat, I give you an extra point.
But actually, you know what my other pick was? Unforgettable. The duet
The
that
one
they
that,
brought the... Yeah, what's her name? And her father.
Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
Natalie
a
Cole.
that's a very
Yeah,
very
it
good
is.
song.
I
And
thought
the way
about that one,
the
too.
way they tracked that song was just unbelievable. It was one of the first ones that they did that.
Yeah.
So if I had picked Easy Lover, I know Pete would have scored me high.
I would have given it a
would've.
7.
And he would have
What
gone
he
with
said.
Say, and it's a song that I can't stand, and I would have tanked him. So
I don't know that song. You're gonna have to find that and play that.
So
for me.
I-
Play it for a
don't know.
break, yeah.
You'll know it. Once
So
you hear it.
in effect, by choosing a different song and leaving Easy Lover out for Pete to pick, I might have handed Pete his victory.
The trophy.
One of the first. I don't think I've won once in 4 years.
I
feel bad. I don't
may have done
either.
that. So if Pete ends up winning, it's because I let him win.
Oh yeah.
It's
okay.
because he.
right,
Okay.
Choose wisely, Daniel-san.
All right. So, yeah, I may have made an error by not going with Easy Lover.
He's just now not feeling confident in his own pick, and he's already trying to hedge his bets without
Yeah,
even
no,
hearing
no,
the
no,
song.
no,
That's
I
what
was
I'm
going
hearing.
full Bob.
That's
No,
what
you
I'm
see,
hearing in my
I'm
ear.
confident in my pick, but the issue is I picked it thinking Bob would be here because I know that he would have scored it high, and I'll get into that
It's a show tune
later
then.
on.
Let's see.
No, it's not a show tune.
I'm the only one who picks show tunes.
But
I
because
actually thought about 2 show tunes.
because Easy Lover is not my song,
Uh-oh.
I can't give it a 10.
A 1.
I have to give it a 9.
Thank you.
Not bad.
That's one of the
That
best
is-
score sets I've ever had.
That's a
There
great
you
score.
go. You're in the
That's a great
running,
score.
Pete.
That hurt me
You feel
doing
so
that,
much
and if
better.
I handed Pete the victory and he wins, it's because I handed him the victory. 8:59 and a half. Let's do my top of the hour, and after that, we'll get back to making the list.
What's the frequency count at the shopping train? I was cranked and locked out, not up to speed.
programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Do you know who I am?
Kenny!
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Who the hell is that?
Kenny!
Who is that?
Kenny!
Who the hell is that?
Kenny!
Who is that?
Kenny!
You're listening to Ken's Den with Ken Stomski.
That's the fact, Jack!
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Giggity. You did not open my pot up.
I pushed it, but it apparently didn't push hard enough.
I'm still going to say 9:05 on the nose. This is Ken's Den. As you heard, I am Ken Stomski.
Giggity.
In the studio, I have Pete Cowles. Pete Cowles. I have Kathi Palmer, and I have Dan Paquette in here, and we are playing Making the List. Pete's song already came up. For some reason, he likes to go first.
I like to take my beating in a proper sense.
I don't think you took a beating on that one.
No.
So
you did well.
We are going to get into our second tune.
Vegas already has him as the odds-on favorite to win, so.
There you go.
They got that information already?
They did. I'm connected right through my spreadsheet to Vegas.
Oh, that's quick. I'm going to stop playing then.
That's why you play the game.
You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You got to know when to walk away.
That's not a duet.
Know when to run.
If you want Islands in the Stream, that's a duet by the same artist.
There is also the one. Is that the one with Dolly Parton?
Dolly. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Big hit on that one,
and
too.
I looked at that one as well.
Yeah.
Big what?
I rember that as
big hit.
Him.
Oh,
I love
I thought you said something else.
Easy,
Pete.
Dollywood.
Let's play our next song.
yourself. It's time that you want
Okay, whose stinker was that?
Stinker. That's the best song you're gonna hear today.
All right. I guess that was yours.
It would be mine.
All right, you're gonna have to sell that one.
Well, it's
Let's hear the sell.
It was first used in a movie called Once. It's by the Swell Season. Well, we'll just say it's by the Swell Season, which is Glenn Hansard and Marketa Erglova, I think is how you say her. Somehow you say her name.
In order to win, you have to be able to pronounce the name of the artist.
Irish and Dutch, right?
Yeah, I think it's Dutch.
Swedish?
Yeah, Swedish. Something like that. But it won an Academy Award for Best Original Song in a Movie. It's just a story that is told throughout that I think a lot of people can relate to, of how they've struggled to find love and find somebody to share their life with, and getting over that and opening themselves up again.
I never got up to that level.
That explains a lot.
For the betterment of the world.
Ouch, 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 burn. It is way too hot in here.
And I just think their voices go so well together, and that they've just created this beautiful song, and that just tells that story of how they come into this relationship, and then how it doesn't work out and they move on, but move on in a better way, that they've had a connection and felt that way. I just think it's a very sweet song. I was also going for one that no one probably would have else picked or heard of, possibly even. And I just enjoy that.
Out of all the other duets,
and actually,
there, right?
And a duet, and I came up with something that I thought would be, extremely well put together musical, and that they have such good voices that would really shine through. I like it. You don't have to. I'm not requiring it.
Kathy?
Oh,
wait a minute.
Wait,
a 10. It's obviously a 10.
Yeah, he's going to himself a 10.
All right.
You want me to go next? And I have to say more than just what he said? Okay.
You can, especially the part where you say 10.
I loved it. I'm sorry, Ken, but I actually loved it. I thought it was a beautiful number. I loved the piano. I loved their harmonies, the way the voices went together. And when they hit some of those notes, it's just the blending. There's more in my way of thinking, and I'm not into the pop music like you guys are. Really, I'm not. I wouldn't know one contemporary song if you paid me. I don't play the radio. I don't listen to the radio.
But she's on the radio.
No, wait, you didn't
Talk
let me
radio.
finish. I listen to the talk radio, but as far as the stations, once they put the music on, I'm done. I'm done. And maybe that's because I'm wrapped in music all the time with what I do. So I listen to duets differently maybe than some people.
You listen to it with a stage perspective.
Yes, I listen to how that sounds blending. I'm not just listening to two people singing, like you talked about Dolly Parton and when Kenny Rogers, when they sang together, it was like watching a choreographed act. They weren't just singing together. They were actually making something very special happen. You know who's very good at that is Jimmy Fallon. When he does his comedy routines, I know they're meant to be funny, but he's very good.
He's a
storyteller.
He's a very good musician. He's
a storyteller, though. That's what it is.
Yeah, he's excellent at connecting with the person that he's performing with. So when I listen to that, I'm going with a 9 because I really thought there was a real fabulous connection between the performers and what they were actually presenting.
Oddly, that song sort of became biographical because the two of them ended up in a relationship. And
the first album was about the relationship coming of age, and then their second and only other album was about their relationship after the breakup. And the first album was made into a documentary about their lives. And
the first one was a fictional story, but it was very biographical once. And then they made a second movie, The Swell Season, about their breakup.
Now, what movie was this?
Once, and I highly recommend that movie. It's very good. So it's all their music.
Familiar with it.
It's really good.
And
2 indie films.
Yeah, I see some highs and lows with this selection.
Here's I'm going to go next because I
went last time.
Okay, but I got this important piece of information to fill in.
Okay.
From Wikipedia. So
Consider the source.
it is attributed, so it's not
verified.
Well, yeah, because they paid for it. At a concert on 19 August 2010 at the Mountain Winery, a concert attendee leapt to his death from the roof of the venue onto stage. The death was deemed a suicide. The band provided and paid for group counseling sessions for the concert attendees who witnessed the event. That's what I was feeling the whole time I listened to this song. Like, I just wanted to run out of this room and jump out a window. Oh. I'm sorry. It was so depressing. I just wanted to go bang my head against the wall. It was just...
We obviously have a failure to communicate here, Dan.
It was... No, don't get me wrong. It was a beautiful song, and the lyrics and the voices were very well melded together. But it just gave me this feel of... Like, I felt like dread. Like you said, it was hot in here. I had the chills, and not in a good way. It was just not...
But chills are a good reaction to a song.
Yeah, when you want to go jump out a window. Like, if I was by myself, I wouldn't want to listen to that song. I'd need, like, people around to talk to afterwards and decompress.
It's a love song, so, like, that's the exact opposite of the feeling I get when I hear that song.
Depression. Like, there was this undercurrent of severe depression there.
Well, there definitely is of, the struggle of...
And that's what I felt out of the
song.
I'm only going to give it a 6. I'm sorry. That's one of my worst scores ever, but...
I'll take it.
I'm sorry. I just couldn't get past that fear of dread. Maybe it's because what I'm going through in my life and it connected me in that way, but that's what I felt the whole song.
But, actually, not to be contrary or oppositional, but that makes it a good number. If you are connecting to even if it's in a negative manner, it's done its job.
Feeling all the feels.
Right, no, I got that part of it, but I can't. Yeah, personally, I just can't give it.
And I get that. I get that too. And I actually wanted to punch something.
Oh my!
When I heard that,
move over, Dan.
So
borrow your mic.
Go behind the turret. He won't get you.
I get that, Pete.
Yeah.
And I see what Kathy was saying, but but you still got a feeling from it. Yeah, but it was a bad feeling.
Right. And it can. I can see where it can affect you the other way too. It just didn't hit me that way.
Yeah.
Melody was okay, although more times than not, it wasn't melody. It was the female singing an octave higher than the male. So there wasn't really much harmonization there, but it sounded that way. But it was good vocalization on both of their parts. Musically, it came together about 2/3 of the way through. I was waiting for some quality interpretation with the music to happen.
Arrangement.
Give me something other than a guitar. And finally, after 3 minutes, I got some.
Song's not even 3 minutes long.
I think Bob is rubbing.
It was only 3 minutes long. It seemed like 6.
It was about 4, I think.
Is it?
Oh my God, that was the longest 4 minutes of my life.
It was tough.
It was tough, and of course the lovey-dovey relationship stuff.
Most duets are lovey-dovey.
They're supposed to be.
I have a relative who, whenever I see them, they talk about trying to get together with people they meet online, and I'm going to try this service one more time, and it gets to the point where you're tired of hearing about it. Because I've resigned, I've given up. I'm not going after a relationship. And when I hear about relationships, it just makes me want to punch something because I don't care. I want to give it a 5, but I can't because the vocal talents were good. It did match the qualification of it being a duet, and towards the end,
that's why I crossed the Mason-Dixon line on my part.
and towards the end, there was some decent musical arrangement going on, so I go 6.5, and that's being generous.
God, Dan, we've got a split here. I'm on your side, buddy.
That's all right. I don't worry. It's not the end of my life.
and everything I said is legit.
Absolutely.
I mean, as soon as Pete started.
Sorry, Bob Plash just called. He gave it a 20, so I'm going to put that
in. Negative.
Call-in votes.
All right. Do I owe you a quarter after?
Yes, you do.
All right. Let's do the quarter after, and then go into our next song.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8888. 8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Well, I remember every little thing as if it happened only yesterday. Walking by the lake and there was not another car inside. And I never had a girl looking any better than you did. And all the kids at school, they were wishing they were me that night. you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning. Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning. Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning. I gotta know right now, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? What's it gonna be, boy? Come on. I can wait all night. What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Well, let me sleep on it. I'll give you one answer in the morning. I gotta know right now. Let me sleep on it. Will you let me forever? Let me sleep on it. Will you never leave me? Will you sleep on it? I'll give you an answer. Will you take me away? Will you take me away? Right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it. Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it. Will you love me forever? I couldn't take it any longer. Lord, I was crazy when the feeling came up on me like a tidal wave. Started swearing to my God and on my mother's grave that I would love you till the end of time. I swore I would love you till the end of time. So now I'm praying for the end of time to hurry up and arrive. 'Cause if I gotta spend another minute with you, I don't think that I can really survive. I'll never break my promise or forget my vow. But God only knows what I can do right now. I'm praying for the end of time, that's all that I can do. Praying for the end of time so I can end my time with you.
$9.29 and a half. Your WSKB 89.5 FM Westfield with the music of Jim Steinman.
Yep.
Who
Jim Steinman. I never even hear that.
Jim Steinman wrote that.
He's also the owner of the Yankees for a while.
That's
George Steinbrenner.
No. You're thinking of. I'm not going to play that game.
We're not going to get in there.
Who's on first?
That was Meatloaf and Paradise by the Dashboard Light. I was originally, that was one of three songs. Easy Lover was the other one. And, the other one I was going to pick was Baby I Love Your Way Freebird by Will to Power, which I'm kind of partial to because it's one of my karaoke songs, but it by any means it's not a real good song. But I chose this because, it's almost like opera rock. It's performance rock. It's something that you would hear at, like...
Sounds like something you'd see on stage.
The end of a
end
performance.
of a first act.
And, and I partially picked that because I was expecting Bob Plass to be in, and I know a song like that, he would score high.
He would, yes. I agree with that.
He would have scored very high with that because that's something.
Because it seems like it's something that would be on stage, on a theater stage,
and towards the end of a performance. Now, I know on the last song I just poo-pooed relationship songs, but this this isn't quite about a relationship. All right, I'll get into that in a second.
It's about one of them wanting to have.
I was going to say you didn't
It's more
ask
like
her
a one-night
opinion.
stand.
and the other one liking to keep it more physical.
The song has stood the test of time.
This is a teenage angst song.
I feel bad for
Yes,
time,
it is.
And you know what? It's not overplayed on the radio.
No, because nobody ain't got time for that.
All right, it is a long song. There's no way you can make that song
No, because
any
you can't tell the
shorter.
story.
By not playing it.
But even though it's long, there are a lot of change-ups in the song. It's not the same song all the way through. All right,
The cruelty here.
and there's a lot going on musically. You throw the headphones on and listen to it when it's not compressed. And I apologize to any of our listeners.
We have things that open it up in the back end there.
Yeah,
So if you're
that
listening
song
to it, it's fine.
that song came out a little compressed, but there is a lot going on musically. And you know what? The thing has a sports reference in it, and I'm not even into sports, and I kind of dig it.
The Yankee announcer.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of those things
Silver
where you
Zito.
say you can't make it any shorter.
Yeah.
I understand how it fits in the song, but it also draws out the song. I feel unnecessarily.
By about 35 seconds at that part. But, it's a duet that's not a love ballad. And come on. It's a song about getting laid. All right? That's what it is.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh, yeah,
know.
all right.
I didn't get that.
No, that didn't come through.
It hit you right upside the head.
Yeah.
And because of all that, that's why I have to give myself a 10.
I had already filled that in. I had a feeling. I thought I knew whose song it was.
Dan, you're psychic.
Yeah, I
I'm
am.
really impressed.
I am. Yeah, and you're a sidekick, so there we go. No.
The psychic side. Oh, I can't. No, 10 times fast.
You want me to go next? Anyone else want
Yeah,
to
go
jump in? So I've never been a Meatloaf fan, either the food or the singer. It just, I don't know. That's for me. There's really good things in that song, so I won't totally tank it. But it just drags on and on and on.
That's your
And
generation.
Are you
on
following
and
the
on
story,
and on.
though?
No, I'm the one who picked Bohemian Rhapsody earlier. I have no problem with long songs. I just I do follow. I follow the story.
It is following a story.
He's
telling a
He's
story.
the worst part of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I just don't like Meatloaf.
Wow. Little hater.
Yeah, he's not my thing. Not my cup of tea.
He doesn't like Mr. Loaf.
Or my entree or anything. He's just not that.
Appetizer. Drinks inside.
If his name was Tofu, would you be thinking differently?
Maybe. Yeah. Presto food. No. Anyways,
Yogurt.
silken tofu. Extra firm.
It's
He's
Yanni
certainly
yogurt.
not extra firm. We are way off the. I don't even know what my point was anymore on this.
Meatloaf.
I guess
Meatloaf.
I'll say I'll give it a 7 because there's some quality music in there, and like you said, it does take you on a journey, and I like songs that do that have a story and build and go somewhere. So I'll still give it a 7, but it's got Meatloaf.
Ultimately, I can relate to it. I think that's maybe why I'm drawn to it because I'm told no all the time, and this guy was told no too. Shut down.
That's funny. That's funny. Do you want me to go next?
Go ahead.
do you want Peter?
Go ahead and kill me.
Peter, you want to go? Go, Peter.
I see. I heard that song a lot when I was growing up on Rock 102.
Yeah.
And like I said, that song, they should have made a play around that song because it would have been a lot of fun. I think it would have been a lot of fun.
If you've seen him perform live, they actually have a routine that goes along with this song.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lead up for it.
Yeah.
It is very, very long.
Yep.
It does tell a good story.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't give it a 9. I just can't. I'm thinking more 8.5.
He's thinking more his score.
No. You know me.
That's why he goes first.
No, you know me. I don't care about that stuff. I rank them on the merits of the song.
Well, usually because it's pretty clear very early.
No, but I've always done that. No matter what my score is, I'm pretty fair about that kind of stuff.
I get the score because Pete and I, because of what we've done in our past, have heard that song a lot.
Yeah.
And it's actually one of my I do several Meatloaf songs on karaoke, and that's one of them.
And I'm not a huge Meatloaf
I have to
guy
tell
either.
you, that is a fun song to perform on stage.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of my
Because
favorite
it's
for you, not
theatrical.
for the people listening.
No, because it's theatrical.
It's one of my favorite songs, and at one point when I was a little bit lighter, I would put the hair down and take the glasses off, and I did kind of look like Mr. Loaf.
You go Loaf.
Yeah, fat and long hair and ugly.
I've seen those pictures. The old pictures Kenny had with you had a guitar or something.
Yeah, I look like Meatloaf.
It doesn't. Yes, you did.
And from a different angle
Yeah.
now and then, Travis Tritt or Johnny Von Zant from Skinnerd.
It doesn't look anything like you.
Yeah.
You said 8.5, right?
Yes, I did. Did everybody score?
No, nope, Kathy.
No,
Kathy's
no.
gone.
No, Meatloaf didn't score during that song either.
That's true.
Very true.
I have to say he's not my day, but I liked Meatloaf.
Yeah.
I really did, and I liked his songs. I thought they were fun. They were just fun, and when he would get someone in on a duet, it was just fun. What's the other one that's a big duet with him? The one about it's a love song.
And it came out about 15 years after Bad Out of Hell. It came out on Bad Out of Hell
Yeah.
too. And
I'd do anything for
I'd do
love.
anything for love, but I wouldn't do
love
that.
that
Yeah.
song. I just love that song, and when
that's a beautiful
they
song.
did it in a video, and she'd come flying down. It was just so much fun. I would go an 8 on it. I like Meatloaf. I like the song. Do I think it's the greatest duet ever? No, I agree with Dan. It's way too long. The fun part is in the end when he says praying for
When it
the end of
stops.
time, and that's so much fun, and it almost gets by you. It's so fast you go, wait a minute, what was that? Wait, what? So it does tell a story, but I just wish they'd shorten it.
But see, that's why I thought he did score, because he lied and said,
He
I'll
does.
do whatever you want.
He does.
And so that
He definitely does.
Yeah.
He does in the end.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
I love that debate, though.
Yeah.
He's just thinking.
Because he says, "No, I'm praying for this." She said,
Right.
"Will you love me forever?" And he goes, "Yes, I'll love you forever." So, hello.
Bada
It's
bing.
happening, folks. And then he says, "Oh God, I want to die," because he
Yes.
promised forever, and
He got what he
he
wanted,
has
and now
no intentions.
Yeah.
And you think he didn't?
No. I take it as he didn't.
Lyrically, what gives you that
Interesting.
sense? Any idea?
Because it doesn't come right out and say it.
Yeah, but there's also the lyric build-up, too,
Yeah.
which makes you think that there's something else going on in the lyrics.
Yeah.
Because he says, "I love you forever."
And he's ugly and fat like me, and he couldn't have possibly have gotten lucky with that girl. So.
But you don't know in the song that he's ugly and fat. And
Right.
you have
He's
no
always
idea.
been. Meatloaf has always been ugly and
But
fat.
it's
Well,
not necessarily
we
a
know
story
that.
about him. It's a story of young love, and then doing whatever it takes to make that love.
Don't have to be all young. They could be 90. So then the end of time will be soon.
yeah, I'll say whatever. I'm 90.
What are we doing now, Pete?
Break.
Okay, and then
Song.
okay, do it.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Thursday morning from 6 till 8, it's Patrick Berry, owner of the Westfield News Group,
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet as it passes by a wind off the sea, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for
I can't believe you do not know that song.
I don't
Ken
recognize it.
Stomski.
I recognize it, but vaguely because I've seen the show.
Vaguely? What
I've
about
seen it
you,
at the
Dan?
I've seen
Do
it at the
you know
Bushnell.
I've heard it, but I don't know much about it.
You don't
so.
know the song. Oh, my God.
I can't say I
All
can't
right.
sing
It's about a
along with
moment.
it.
Well-
It's about a moment of redemption.
I will have to give you a little bit of a backstory then. This is from Wicked, the play on Broadway, Wicked, one of the best shows ever.
Well, unless you saw the one this week. You know.
It's just, no, I know. But this
Until
is
the
the
Westfield
story
Theater
of
Group does Little Shop of
Elphaba
Horrors.
and Elphaba and Galinda, and when they start working together, it's the backstory of the Wicked Witch, and when they start
It's a
working
prequel
together,
to The Wizard of Oz.
yes, they cannot stand each other at all, and then in the very end of the story, as it develops and gets through, and it just resonates about friendship, because we meet people that they come into our lives, and there's a reason why we meet someone. And maybe it's a good reason, maybe it's a bad reason, but everybody that we meet has some kind of an effect on us.
Absolutely.
And they change us in some way. And I would like to think that when you meet someone, it changes you for the good. Even if it's a negative thing that happened, it changes you for the good.
Is
and
that what's happening here at WSKB?
Yes, that's it. I just maybe you have to see it on stage to understand the dynamics between the two of them.
Well, I think it comes.
I mean, Idina Menzel is she's just got this unbelievable voice, and when she does these numbers on stage, it just gives you chills. You get sucked right into her immediately.
That's the one that's on Broadway right now. I saw it with a cast 5 years ago.
I've seen it 4
really
times, and each time I will tell you I've seen it at the Bushnell where you were the other night, and I have to tell you, I think the Bushnell honestly does as nice a job as some of the Broadway numbers.
Oh yeah,
they're fabulous shows.
Yep.
The only thing the Bushnell couldn't do with her was make her melt down into the floor.
Right.
She had to run off stage.
Yep.
That was a little tacky, but other than that, it was pretty much some of the same performers at the Bushnell that were in the Broadway number.
Yeah, well, the lead in On Your Feet was the understudy on Broadway.
So but anyway, that is mine. I love it. I know Ken's going to hate it because it's one of those schmaltzy songs.
No, see, I liked it too, but it's a story. Well, if you
have to
know the whole
backstory.
musical, it's a story of redemption. And it's a turning point in the play. It is.
Well, it's the end of the play. It's the very end
that's
of the play.
That's what I'm saying, but that's the turning point in the play.
No, that comes sooner. That comes in Defying Gravity is the turning. Defying Gravity just blows your mind. They take her and they actually elevate her up, way up towards the proscenium arch, and then they have her cape billowing out behind her, and she hits notes, guys, that it's just not humanly possible to hit. It's just, every time I see it, it makes me cry. But anyway,
Your score for yourself?
I will give it a 10, but that's just me. So.
However, during that song, I did not hear any notes that humans could never possibly hit.
Oh, yeah, but when they get in that harmonizing towards the end, it hits a decibel. It hits a resonance in that tone.
And there was harmony in this, unlike the other one, which was basically two people singing an octave apart from each other. You know, they weren't playing it. They weren't going on any notes in a chord or even doing a grace note on something. But that song there was in fact harmonization, which was, I was talking about the other song that was, didn't have much.
Yeah, the best song.
But to most but to most people, they think that's harmonization. But it's not. It's singing one octave up or one octave down from someone, which is what I do a lot.
No, that isn't harmony though.
No, harmony is when you're playing out several parts of a chord or a note. In my definition.
In my definition.
Because
no, I understand.
Because if going up one octave or down one octave from somebody else's harmony, then I'm one of the best harmonizers out there. All right, because that's what I do when I sing with other people. If we have to sing at the same time, now and then my ear just won't catch what I need to do for true harmony.
You're not
so
necessarily
I'll go up.
always talking harmony. You're talking register too. Your voice goes down into another register.
Right.
But I've heard people that are supposed to be singing the same, but it's sort of
not quite.
No, it's harmony.
Quite hit.
No.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the harmony in that song. But it's.
I know.
It's
too schmaltzy for you.
Yeah.
I know, but every life must have a little schmaltz.
We've proved it today several times that duets don't have to be about love, and they don't have to be slow and beautiful. And the slow and the beautiful and the songs about love don't play to me. So because they did do true harmonization. I have to go to a 7 instead of a 6.5
so
on that.
Painful.
You or me?
I'll take it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it because I enjoyed the show. It's a good duet, but it's made to be duet. It's positioned to be duet. It's not just a duet out of the pop sense or the Meatloaf thing or, the indie duet type thing. So it's written that way, whereas it's made to be part of a bigger thing. So I'm giving it an 8.5.
8.5.
Boy, guys are tough on me today.
That's a pretty good score.
That's a pretty good score.
8.5, pretty generous. Though I like show tunes. I almost went with a Phantom song, but then I thought someone would score me with a 0 or something. Not going to mention any names, but it says show. And I don't know Wicked well enough to know that song, like by heart or anything like that. Maybe I should watch Wicked more and get a better feel for the rest of the songs in that musical.
Good show.
I hear it's good.
It is very good.
So I'll probably give it an 8.5 as well, I think.
All right, and with that, I think all of our scoring is done. All the songs are done. Ooh. Let's do a quick break and come right back.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasek family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
He rules the roost on Thursday from 6 till 10. It's Patrick Berry.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
8:53 and a half in the morning. During break, I had to ask Paquette what the heck Wicked is.
I can't believe you. Where have you
and I said
been?
it's a slang term used in the Northeast.
Yeah, you're right.
Before we get to the scores, I want to bring up the lunches being done by the Boys and Girls Club again. They're doing it again this year. It started yesterday. This is something that goes on Monday through Friday. Every child aged 2 through 18 is invited to have a free lunch. This is an incredible program that the Boys and Girls Club does, and it's available in several different satellite locations, and the times are all different for these locations. You can always go to their website at bgcwestfield.org. That's bgcwestfield.org. If you don't have internet access, you can go to Chapman Playground between 1 and 1:30. At CPA, they will be there between 1:30 and 12.
11:30.
What did I say?
You said 1:30.
Did I? Okay. I see why I did that. Well, the microphone caught my left eye, and I only saw one of the. All right, so 11:30 to 12 at CPA. Powder Mill Village, 12 to 1. They will be at Sadie Knox, 12:15 to 12:45. They will be at Edgewood, 12 to 12:30. They'll be over at Hubbard Street, 12 to 12:30. South Middle School, they'll be there 12:30 to 1. And let's see, Church of the Atonement, Thursdays only. That's when the farmers market is going on. They will be there 12:45 to 1:30. So don't go there today. You can go there Thursday. And those are the satellite locations for where any child aged 2 through 18 can get a lunch courtesy of the Boys and Girls Club of Westfield. Dan, what do we have?
Well, I'm really happy that we decided this time to go with golf scores. So I won because I had the low score.
Oh, yes. No.
Oh, fantastic. No, yeah. So
I
I
liked it,
came in the back last, and then it was a very close race for the top. Ken came in with a 33.5. Kathy came in with a 34, and the winner, Mr. Cowles, with a 35.
Finally, I win something.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Look to find out what your topic that you've been brewing on for years.
I gave Pete that victory.
I think you did it all on your own, Pete.
Who
No.
the hell?
Had I used that song instead of Mr. Loaf, you know, Pete, I won this. Not you.
Here he goes. Here goes the
me-
slant.
Well,
Stolen valor.
because I chose not to do it.
Shut your mouth and know your role.
There you go. Actually,
Is that the first time you've won?
It might be the second time in 4 years of playing this game.
All right, we'll give that one to you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm excited to find out the next time we're playing and what your topic is going to be. Have you had
Is it when I come back?
The next time we'll be playing Making the List is August 25th.
All right. So I'll be back.
All right. It's exciting.
I'm sorry,
It's
August
exciting.
28th.
28th? Okay. So right at the end of the month, right before the food fest.
August 28th will be the next opportunity. Hopefully,
Right after the food fest.
hopefully we'll have a full house in here.
Yeah.
Because we're missing Basha and Bob.
Okay.
And when that means there's not even any therapy. We won't even be talking about Big Brother.
Oh,
yeah.
You'll still fit that one in.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
No, not if we
6
have
songs to get
those
through.
other two in here.
6 to get through. That'd be a lot.
6 songs and 6 reviewers.
Kathy, I'm going to miss you this month or this coming month.
I know, and there's still time if you have a child at home that's interested in theater. Please call or go down or go online to the Parks and Recreations Department and sign your child up. I think I'm not sure about the ages, probably 9 years old and up. We run 2-week theater sessions, 9 to 12 at Southampton Road School. The first week, next week, is 9 to 1 because of the July 4th holiday. But after that, it's 9 to 12, 2-week sessions, theater arts, and see you there. And if you're not into theater, boy, there are a lot of very reasonable programs at the Westfield Park and Rec Department, and also the Athenaeum has programs.
We sure do.
Speaking of the Athenaeum, and Kathy, I'm sure we'll keep chatting with text over the month of July. Mr. Paquette, I want to thank you for coming in here and spending an hour and a half of your life you're never going to get back.
That's right. Well, thank you. It's always fun to do this. And I would just like to make a quick plug for our summer reading program just kicked off. So if you have kids, or actually our summer reading programs for all ages, all the way up through adults, so you can join yourself. Or if you have kids and you want to stop by, we have fun programs all the way throughout the summer. So stop on by or check us out at westath.org.
Excellent. I want to thank my listeners for tuning in, or if you're watching on Channel 15 or westfieldtv.org. Sorry about all this, but hey, I was born this way.
Just like Lady Gaga.
Next week, Dan Knappich co-hosts. I have a guest yet to be determined. 2 weeks from now, Dan Paquette, you're back in here. Co-hosting will be Harry Rock. 3 weeks from that, Chef John Slattery will be in his house, and I have Basha Bell guest co-hosting on that. And then 4 weeks from now, Jennifer Gruska will be stopping in to talk about the Food Fest we just kind of mentioned. And on that same morning, Billy Bolina from the Polka Show on Saturday mornings here on WSKB, Breakfast with BB. He'll be live in the studio. We'll be certainly playing some polka that morning. It's almost 10 o'clock. I need to get out of here. I'll catch you next time.
Bombadita, 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 bombadita,
Until
bombadita,
we meet
bombadita,
again.
bombadita,
Happy trails to you.
bombadita, bombadita,
Keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again. again.